my God, the edit got me there, man. I thought I had figured. I thought 100% it was an easy Lindsay boot. Like we got in a purple edit. It was so easy, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, it was like she was safe, which is crazy too that we've gotten 2 in a row now safe.
You always switch, Spencer. It never turns out not switching.
Yeah, guys. Always
saves you.
Nerd emoji.
I was actually saying to switch because mathematically it does work, but in the end,
mathematically, according to my calculations,
nerd emoji it works, but it hasn't worked both times.
But the reason why is because I think the show knows that math and therefore tries to counteract it by purposely.
I don't know how you counteract that.
You would open up a different
counteract math.
Yeah. Have you never heard of the Monty Hall problem? Biddy?
That's the entire point. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Monty nerd emoji? Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. You can't counter it.
What?
Bro, you guys sound like nerd emojis right now. That's all I'm saying. Like Monty, so what?
Oh no. Well, whatever. I'm sure people don't hear it, but what I'm trying to make is that I was shocked that she got past it. I thought, okay, perfect. Like last season, he got lucky. This season, okay, it's the downfall of Lindsay. We like even got personal content of her, like with her flashback. I was like, oh, it's done. I texted this guy. I was like, no, she's done, bro. Every time when they get personal content, like post immunity challenge, it's over. You're done.
Yeah.
And then when she didn't, and then when she didn't, I was like, okay, great, it's Mike, because they've like given Mike like this downfall, like like he's turned into high or whatever. And then I was like, okay, so great, it's Mike. And then I saw the votes come in, and first, it started with Drea, so I'm like, okay, the person that starts with, it's never that person. And then it got to like 4-3 Drea. I was like, or no, it got to 3-3. I was like, oh shoot, last vote. And then Jeff didn't say last vote or like who voted out of the game. He just read the vote. I was like, Drea. I'm like, oh shoot, it's a tie. And then it was the last one was Drea, and it was a lie. It was a really good.
Wait, did you not realize one of the votes was an extra vote?
Obviously, it's 8 votes. There's 7 people left.
Well, you didn't sound like it. You knew it was an extra vote. Or saying I was like, what?
Yeah, we saw Drea literally take it out of her pants.
I did. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. All I knew was it was
okay. So
goofy.
So I'll just go around the table when we go and organize you guys. So first of all, let's go Sky. What do you think of this episode, this tribal? Are you not as entertained as I was, or are you more?
This
equal?
is gonna sound like really off topic, but this episode made me want to watch Dak Prescott highlights, and that's a good thing actually. So I don't even know what that means, okay? But that's a good thing, okay? When something makes me want to watch Dak, honestly, I liked it a lot. I thought the part where Dre was happy was a bit annoying.
Yeah, facts. Well, when it was so funny. She was so salty at the end. She was like, she was like, she actually thought like we cared about her take on the whole game on the way out. Like she was like, okay, well now since I'm out, I have to give my take on everybody. She's like, okay, first Romeo, then Lindsay, and then she goes to every person like, stop talking. You're out of the game. Like,
and then, bro, oh my God.
Personally, I think that you shouldn't be allowed to talk if you're already out of the game. I feel like a big part of the game is the repercussions of voting somebody out past jury phase should be felt at Final Tribal, not before.
I think you should be able to say like a sentence or two, but not going a whole
well, I mean, it gets to the point of like when you're targeting someone or when you put a target on somebody's back after you get voted out. That's where it sort of draws the line.
Like,
I don't like that.
For an example, when like I don't know if you guys, and I know Bitter hasn't seen this, but you two might remember this when Missy got voted out. She literally gave the whole plan to Elizabeth, which is funny because like Elizabeth was never gonna enact that because she's a terrible player. But that's like, to me, that's like not okay. I don't want people like being able to like give whole plans, give whole like strategies right before they get voted out to several people on the cast. That to me is a line that I don't personally want crossed. I can understand like people saying, well, you voted them out, so you reap the consequences, blah blah blah. But I think the consequences come at Final Tribal with the vote for a winner.
I wish we still had Rob and Sandra in that little booth saying like, hey, you got voted out, now move along.
Yeah. Move on. Yeah.
I mean, I also, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. I don't know.
Okay. Let's go to Underdog.
man, this was a fantastic episode. And I'm gonna admit, I started like the first 40 minutes being super pessimistic.
Same.
Like I was like, there's no way Lindsay is not going home here.
Right.
And like I've been rooting for Lindsay the whole time. And she got that flashback pack. I'm the Lindsay truther, bro. Okay, don't question it.
Lindsay truther. I didn't even notice your profile picture. I didn't even notice that. That's actually funny.
This is 42's Deshaun. Basically, she's gonna get second.
Yeah,
place
she's gonna get second place. Yep.
Nah, you just wait till she wins the whole game. All right, come on.
Isn't this what you're saying about Deshaun?
Okay, don't worry about it.
Again, I do have to touch on it like really quickly before you start. Just the fact that again, Marianne got a perfect edit this episode when she really didn't need one at all.
Don't even talk about it.
Yeah, it's like oh my.
If Marianne wins, that's just gonna be so gross.
Like, her edit today was
the ugliest player to ever like play.
Let me break it down. So let me break it down for you guys. Drea. Oh, I'm sorry. Drea went home. Hold on. Drea went home.
Let me break it down. Drea went home. Thanks for your expert analysis, Spencer.
Mike is probably going home. The edit he got this episode is probably a blindside edit in the future, especially with this idol no longer being in his control. Jonathan, obviously, his edit's been really, really negative. Who else is Romeo, terrible player, goat. And then that leaves like one extra person who I'm forgetting. Omar, which I mean I think Omar, if they're trying to go for like the spick and span edit, like perfect, then yeah. But I have a feeling that they're not because they didn't do it last season.
Tommy type edit?
Yeah, I don't know. I think if they're going for a perfect edit, Omar, if they're going for like the edit that I actually think that they're going to go for and the edit that's most likely, Marianne's edit's looking dangerously good because anytime anything happens that they would usually like paint like Marianne's archetype of like crazy lady as like negative, they always spin it positive. Her doing anything is always positive. Her at tribal, comforting Lindsay about be you. It's always positive. Like
it's funny that's her be yourself when her personality is terrible. Jeez, I wouldn't think of that.
That's the thing is, and it's funny because Marianne at least considers targeting Drea in this episode. I believe she votes
dude. Oh my god, she's like, we need to get Drea out. You could have, but you didn't.
So,
she's black. Oh my god.
So then, question: now that two white people have been voted out, is it now not a problematic pattern? And if so, how many people and what race do they have to be? If it was two blacks and then a Hispanic and then an Asian and then Drea, is that a problematic pattern? To me, you're playing a double-edged sword with that, and I think this episode was a perfect example where no one is going to be streaming out that this was a problematic pattern because it ended up in a way where it's not digestible enough. It's not easy enough for these people to woke it, I guess, and I'm using woke as a verb there. But
no one's going to be saying it's a problematic pattern because it's not a problematic pattern.
Exactly.
It's only a problematic pattern when it needs to be. That's all it is.
It's very, very convenient for their own purposes. Okay, so Bitter, last one before we start to get into the episode.
Oh, I thought the episode was, solid. One of the better episodes of the season. The do or die thing was still annoying, but if you take that out, the episode feels probably a lot more streamlined and better.
I think the do or die thing is a great example for how this season takes bad twists and it makes them at least bearable, if not actively good. Like, for an example, I think to me the only twist last season that really worked was the steal the advantage, which honestly it worked the exact same way this season, but probably more epically because the person who gets blindsided at that tribal is built up as a bigger threat, whereas in Sydney is not a really big built up blindside. You're looking at the do or die last season, which fizzled so hard. Deshaun, a person who really nobody really cared about that much.
You're gonna do unblock like that?
He me like that? What are you talking about? You're the one with no profile picture.
He ends up being safe, and then like what? Who is it?
Liana went home.
Liana goes home. Someone that nobody cares about, and who was going to go home eventually, and who wasn't a contender or a big blindside person.
I was very bigoted of you to say that.
and then we get this season where it's two people get chosen, so it's a showdown, and on top of that it's this showdown that's been kind of built up. I think they could have built it up a little bit better, like doing it like starting at like especially at the merge and just build up, and then this episode it's a showdown. I think they did it kind of by building it up last episode and then spending like the first 10 minutes just building it up. And so I think that was good. And then once the challenge is over, obviously you have two conflicting plans. You have two advantages that are pretty easy to digest as a viewer, right? They steal the advantage and it basically cleans up everything and allows for Omar and his crew to choose between Drea or Mike. And you have Drea and Mike going after each other. And on top of that, you get the flashback, making it pretty easy to digest. And the bad twist doesn't screw anybody over. To me, it's just a classic example and another example in this
of
season
the bunny rabbit eating dinner in the middle.
Exactly.
Oh my! Stop that.
Exactly.
Honestly, I wanted Lindsay to go home tonight.
I didn't at all.
She annoys the crap out of me.
Why?
What has Lindsay ever done to you, dog?
She's so annoying, especially
on
Twitter.
Marianne. Marianne's annoying.
They're both annoying.
I don't want to see her
every time Marianne opens her mouth, to just be overly positive, and it's just like it's so obvious.
I was so hyped up after Mike said no to Drea, and then Marianne has to go and ruin it by dancing in the voting booth. Calm down.
It's stop existing, bro. What are you doing?
I'm gonna kill myself, but it's your fault.
Bro, it's just a vote.
That's everything in New Survivor.
Cool, bro.
Everyone over exaggerates the move. Everyone drops their jaw. Whoa.
Well, it's funny.
Bro, Marianne cries. She doesn't drop her jaw.
I'll give you an example of it's not old Survivor, but it's Survivor pre new Monster era, and then
Monster era.
That's what we're calling this Monster
post Monster
There's
era.
Old school, there's New school, and there's Monster school.
So, for an example, we have Aubrey kind of over exaggerating when she's voting in the pre-merge of Co-Wrong. She's crying. She's like, "Oh no, I don't know," and then she crosses out the vote and really milks it. And yet, honestly, I think most of that was genuine because she cried the whole game, right? Whereas in this, with Marianne jumping and having a spasm in the voting booth, it's so artificial. It's not like Aubrey, breaking down in the thing and being like, "I just don't know," and crossing out the name. That even if it was milked, it was sold. It was sold a lot better than this, where it's okay, Marianne, stop having a freaking seizure in the middle of the voting booth. It's not that big of a deal.
She's what we like to call an attention whore.
Yes, sir.
Your word's not mine.
Or an actual whore.
What do you want to go to first?
She said she has a 100% rejection rate. I wouldn't say that a whore would necessarily have that same rate.
I mean,
should we touch on so is this an episode that we should go through chronologically, or is it more of just a touch on episode? What do you think?
Oh, we can start at the beginning.
Okay, so we start at the beginning. We get back. It's basically Mike talking about how Hai was this really oppressive player, which I personally don't see at all. Hai was pretty nice to Mike. He actually never said any of the stuff. It was all Omar lying, and of course, Omar's playing a great game right now. So I don't understand. It's funny. Mike talks about how Hai was this oppressive player in the game who compressed. I don't understand. What did Hai do that was so oppressive to Mike's game?
Well, Hai does seem like he wanted to control everything every time.
He was also gay.
I mean, that's everybody.
Yeah, I know, but I think Hai is maybe not as shown up on the television, but I think he definitely is especially when Romeo voted for him, he freaked out a little bit. I think there's more to Hai being I need to know what's happening tonight. We just don't see all that.
Hai definitely does seem like a domineering player strategically. I just don't think Hai was so oppressive. Okay, so I feel there's the Hai domineering and there's the Rockshroy, right? He's actually domineering, as a person. Having just a regular combo with him is annoying. Whereas with Hai, I feel it's more he's strategically pretty domineering, but not necessarily the most oppressive ally in the world, like Rockshroy. So after we get the scene of Mike calling Hai the devil, basically, after that, what is it?
True. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, we get Omar, I think, basically saying Mike's playing like Hai, which I don't see. I don't see them playing similar at all. The way they've been playing.
Agreed.
So I think was a bunch of bullshit.
I think what he's trying to point out is the fact that Mike is now lying. So before Mike was I won't lie in the whole game. Now Mike I was actually pretty convinced with his combo on the beach with those 5 people where he's it's us 5, please guys, please. And it just cuts to him and him talking to Omar, just okay, so great, now we can blindside, which is awesome.
That's his first time he's ever lied.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, there's been a constant thing where Mike keeps saying I'll give you my word, I'll never vote you out, and then voting that person out.
Right.
True.
So yeah, it's crazy. So after that we get the
the Jonathan thing. Yeah,
Jonathan thing where it basically shows Jonathan being completely exhausted, and it's a tough one because like to an extent I can understand Jonathan just being frustrated, and yeah, like I can give him the benefit of the doubt because like you're gonna act like a d-bag when you're hungry. Like I get it, and he really didn't do anything that severe. He was being like rude, but everyone's rude when they literally aren't eating and they're a literal Iron Man replica, and so. I don't know. Like, did you guys like have a strong opinion on this altercation that went on, or you guys think it was fully one sided?
To be fair, he was talking to women, so you know
that is true.
Yeah, right.
You're not appreciative of anything.
Exactly right.
What do you think, Bitter?
Well, I think it just shows you why you don't play that provider role because you don't help these weak ass bitches who are gonna throw you under the bus as soon as you're no longer needed. Oh, he's awful.
I love Bitter, bro.
He's useless. I've been carrying your ass for this whole season.
That is true.
I won all these challenges. Now Lindsay's pretending she's one of the better compies. You weren't carrying this team all the way through the pre-merge. That was Jonathan. And now that he's getting weak
on his back
because he burned all these calories, and he's like 3 times the size of Drea. Drea pissed me off saying, "Oh, I'm having it just as hard. I'm allergic to coconut." You're like 3 times smaller than the dude. That's gonna add up. Like I've been calling that the whole time. Like you're not gonna be able to do what Jonathan's doing on the calories. You're just gonna eventually. And he's lucky it's 26 days. If this was 39, he'd be screwed.
Exactly.
That's why I personally think that like them not feeding them, I don't care how many days it is, it leads to worse TV. That's my phone. Wow. It leads to worse TV because the players are so freaking exhausted. They were lucky that they have a cast that's so game body that wants to play the game so bad. And again, it took them like 7 rounds to finally get to play in the game. Like the game kicked in probably last round. I still think I'll still stand by my personal opinion that last episode was not a good episode. I personally think it was a really boring Blindside. It was so telegraphed, but I think definitely the game kicked into gear last episode, as we've seen, because now it's kind of like reacted this episode. I think the next episode it's going to do the exact same thing. Plus, next episode and at 5, we're going to get 2 natural votes with no big do or die or hourglass, which is nice. And on top of that, it seems like they're going to be big blindsides. Natural meaning like no game changing other show looking like Twist.
I mean, there was the do or die twist. I mean, I know it didn't do anything, but like still.
That's what I just said. I'm saying the next vote and the vote after that are going to be
so it's an organic vote. I don't know what I'm even saying right now.
What the what is wrong with you guys?
Yes, bro, this isn't like the FDA or something.
What
like
the
we're not
hell?
Like putting labels on foods.
Bro, I'm so out of it right now.
I said natural vote. You're like no organic. Like bro,
I don't know.
What's going on, Sky? You all good there?
You good, bro?
You distracted by your dad?
Min's off the perk, bro. Min's off the perk right now, bro. For real.
Bro,
okay.
What's going on?
Min is not feeling worried. Okay. All right. So after this conversation, is there a scene that I'm missing, or do we get the immunity challenge at this point?
We got Romeo eating all the food like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Dude is gonna gain weight after the season. He came into the season weighing like 112 pounds, and he's gonna end it at like 114.
Exactly. I think when I saw that, bro, I just wanted to like stab myself. Oh my god!
I think Mike
he's out here
might have
200 pounds. Like, oh.
I think Mike might have had the best confessional this season, like, or at least the most funny one, where he's like, he has one action, and it's just him like literally mimicking exactly.
Shakespearean, like,
yeah.
And then it cuts to Romeo, just like, I'm doing the exact same thing that Mike's doing. Like Mike is not exaggerating. It's the exact motion.
And then there's like Romeo saying that like he's justified in like sitting around.
Yeah, he
like,
said I hate everyone, so I'm justified in like eating.
Like what? That doesn't apply when you're like literally trying to struggle to survive. Like,
bro,
what are you talking
out here,
about?
like 300 pounds of muscle while you're out here like with 20 pounds of just like nothing. You're like, I don't know. It has to be harder.
He's literally a skeleton with skin.
Exactly, dude. Like, there's no way he needs as much rice as everyone else. Like,
by the way, if you want to get your comments in the chat, just put a question mark at the end, and we'll get to them at some point. And in fact, let's actually touch on one right now. It's a big question, guys.
Why are you gay?
What are you gay?
What are you gay? I think that's a good question to ask Spencer.
I would say that to Romeo every day on the island.
What are you gay?
So exactly. We get the immunity challenge. Is there a better case scenario than having a showdown in this case? Because I like that there's no one that gets off scot-free, and it's just 1v1. It's really easy.
Well,
and also with this challenge, I feel like it's really, really good for a showdown, as we've seen in past seasons, like David versus Goliath, and others that I can't remember. But specifically with Christian and Alec going on, I cannot believe that they went for 6 freaking hours. That's crazy.
Well, I feel like they made the old perch they stand on smaller.
They had to. There's no way
their bodies are like
Jonathan
convulsing or like whatever you say.
Bro's having a spasm out there.
Yeah.
There's no way that they would. Yeah, no, it has to be, because there's no way that Jonathan would go for 20 minutes and Christian would go for 6 hours. No way.
Yeah,
no.
they made it smaller.
It's also bullshit because I'm pretty sure those perches were the same size for.
Oh God.
And that's not Jonathan's like 3 times the size of
Guess
Lindsay.
what? Jonathan still won. That bitch is not worth anything, bro. He's too good. He's too good, bro. She can't do nothing, bro. Against
Sky and Bitter are extra hateful,
bro. Oh my God.
You guys don't think that's really unfair?
Yeah, that is really unfair, bro. It's like Lindsay's out here like, oh my God, it's so hard. Die, like, please. Oh my God, like, dude.
Lindsay's tweet from.
Hey, bro, what's she supposed to do? I see her posting workout videos on Instagram like almost every day. Okay, she's on that grind.
Get your workout.
If she was on the grind, maybe she would have won the challenge instead of Jonathan.
Jonathan's like genetically 3 times bigger than her.
Exactly, that's the problem.
That's all naturally organic, underdog.
Exactly, bro. That's the problem, bro. He's so much bigger, and the perches are the same.
My dad thinks Jonathan is on steroids. He's convinced.
No, they do medical, dude. They can. There's no.
I know. So. But my dad's like, well, I mean, there's no way he can be that big, and like
let's go around. Like so let's move on from whatever the heck.
No.
Let's stay right.
No, we need to talk about roids for a minute.
Yeah,
public now.
Okay. So let's go around and answer this question point blank. If you had to put your life on somebody winning, not number one on your power rankings, it's not the biggest threat to win the game. If they got to the end of the magical world, if you had to put your life on somebody winning right now, gun to your head, I'll start. If I had to put my life on it, I'd go Marianne. Let's go Sky.
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan. No, I'm just kidding. Who we got left? We got
quick.
I'm gonna die. Oh my God.
You're up.
There's a gun to your head, bro.
Underdog.
Mike.
Okay.
Let's go.
Bitter.
I guess I'll go Mike.
Okay. Why do you guys say Mike?
You're gonna die, basically, is what you're saying.
Do you guys have the same argument as each other?
Mike's
I don't know. I didn't.
Well, my argument is I feel like Mike is gonna somehow overthrow Omar, because it feels like Omar is getting like a big move-itis type edit, and he's gonna get overthrown at some point. And I think that person is gonna be Mike. Like they're setting us up to see Omar as like controlling Mike, but I feel like that's a little too obvious, and then Mike is gonna like sneak under.
I think the Takus are going to blindside each other for this next vote, and then whoever's left is going to come together and blindside Mike.
No, Mike win.
I would say Mary. I just don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that.
I definitely. I'm always pretty clear that I can kind of take my emotions out of this. Unlike you guys, I personally think that just logic says, based off the edit and everything that oh no.
Hey, you want to put that on the screen?
And oh my God. And everything that she says literally being turned into a great positive, oh my God, how smart, how amazing thing. I think it's so obvious that it has to be Marianne, but maybe I got it wrong, and I don't know.
Marianne winning would just be such a gross ending to what has really been a good season so far.
Watching the ugliest person ever play Survivor win would just be honestly just terrible. Like
the ugliest person ever.
Like at least Erica could like get away with it because she was at least like a bit attractive. Marianne was like, nah, like
she has like purple hair. What are you talking about?
Okay. She's not okay.
Someone's got to edit in.
I remember Russell on his merge, like when he reviewed the merge of 41, he kept talking about this cute Filipino girl, and he kept using the word cute. Like Russell, buddy. I thought you had a thing with Sydney. Come on,
down bad,
anymore, bro.
Did y'all see the tweet Russell
Have you
sent?
seen
Like,
the yo, he's down bad, bro.
he's looking. He is
he went in on it,
scratching
bro.
for action right now.
He told me from my heart.
He is
In the
he's
bag.
clutching, bro.
Nobody gets
He is
hurt.
thirsty, bro. Man needs a drink, bro. A drink of water right now.
Can someone
bro.
edit that picture though with like Trump in that picture or something? She's looking
I
at Trump.
have these lucid
Sure.
dreams.
Okay.
Where-
Let's go to the chat for some questions. There we go. This is a good one. Who do you think has the lowest chance of?
Yo, what's up,
winning
Smurfy? Can you vote for me?
Who has the lowest chance of? I assume he means winning a fire making challenge. I think that's Omar.
Omar, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, probably.
No.
Because he's out here like, oh my
He's
god, I
being
like
set up
boys.
as like this
Has
person who can't
Marianne-
be.
Has Marianne made a fire this season? I feel like she has. I feel like.
I mean,
in the
I would
first
say
episode she did.
everyone has a bad chance except for like Jonathan,
Maybe
who else?
Lindsay.
Mike and Lindsay. Those
Yeah.
three can probably make
Yeah.
fire.
It's like Omar.
Mike's a
Marianne.
firefighter. Of course, he can make fire.
Well,
It's
He
see,
knows
crazy,
how to
like,
put it
now
out,
we're
he doesn't know how to
down-
start it.
Now we're down to like.
You
6
have to know how to start a
if-
fire
if-
if you
I'm
become
just
a
joking. I'm
firefighter.
just joking. Just
I know, see, look, I personally think that Omar is too busy thinking about how he actually secretly likes guys and not women to be focused on making fire. So I
well,
think
no, that means
personally-
he's a flamer and
You're
he's gonna
actually
make in
trolling.
flames.
No. He's too focused on having to break up with his girlfriend after the season.
Gay guys are the best at starting fires.
Richard Hatch
What?
bit a shark because the shark bit him.
This is interesting. Okay. So what do we think that I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. So after this immunity challenge, they come back, and there's really two big plans, right? And I'd say the people that are heading the Mike blind side are Drea, Marianne. No, because Marianne votes out.
It's just
It really
Drea
is
with
just
Omar.
Drea.
Yeah,
Drea
it's Drea.
and Drea and Omar originally. Obviously, Omar flips later.
Oh, wait,
And
no, never mind.
Drea tells Omar about this advantage. I don't know why she does that.
Yeah,
Why?
that's a dumb move. What the heck?
Terrible idea. Great play by Omar because it takes both the advantage out of the game. Honestly, but at that point, she might as well have let her take the idol from Omar because now he might lose Drea's vote because she's mad. He should have let Drea take it and then just got the votes for Drea. That's it.
Or she's not told. I mean, like,
Because
Well,
she
I
has.
don't
she
like
was
that
trying to
idea.
gain trust in Omar and an idol at the same exact
Okay,
time.
but
like, Omar is just
why
sneaky.
didn't Omar just let her take the idol and not embarrass her and not anger
because
her?
it's funny.
Well,
I
he
don't know.
has
I'm
the
talking
idol
about, like,
now.
real
If he-
adult reasons.
if he doesn't give it back, that's obvious the reason he.
Yeah,
wanted to
and then
keep
she
the
gets
idol.
voted out with the idol. Now the idol's gone. So like, I mean, like, I'd rather. have the idol.
No. You don't understand. Oh wait, he got the idol from Mike.
Omar has the
Mike
idol.
handed
Oh,
Omar the
Omar
idol.
has the idol. Remember, because Mike, when she asked Mike, he said no.
Yeah,
I
but
don't have idol.
it's like a public
Such
thing though. I
disgusting.
feel like the safer option there and the better option at this point would be to allow Drea to steal the idol from Mike so that she's not mad at you and you being Omar.
But now she plays the idol, and Mike goes.
But she won't play the idol.
Yes, she
Why?
will.
Yeah, you're saying
Why?
just vote her out with the idol. I mean, she's
Right.
still gonna feel
But the
betrayed
reason
either
why she
way,
wanted the
right?
other
Because she's gonna
idols-
find out Omar
Right.
voted for her.
No, the
But
reason why she wanted the
it's
other idols
not
because
as
she could
much
use
like
the other
spit in her wound as literally like I'm gonna ruin your move and then I'm gonna vote you out after that
Exactly.
publicly. I
I
feel like
think-
to me
yeah.
that has a better chance of not losing her vote and you're safe either way. I guess the risk runs is if she just plays the idol at this trial because she gets nervous or whatever because it's a problematic whatever. So I don't know. It's tough, but yeah.
Yeah,
go.
I mean,
So
or
would've,
sh-
could've.
maybe you hope she respects the move. You could, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think she'll respect the move if Omar gets the end. I don't think she'll
No.
hold it. against him,
Anytime,
but
anytime a player gets super happy when they get voted out, like Kai last week and this week with Drea, I'm like, probably the most bitter people on
there
there.
are people. Yep.
Yeah.
I think High's High's probably a catty person. He's probably
Oh, he's gonna be
definitely
super bitter.
talking.
Yeah,
shit
he's
on,
like, oh
on
my god,
Ponderosa.
guys, like when he's gonna like.
Did you
Oh
see
my god,
Drea?
Queen Soleil.
Hey, yo, did you guys see those fire pics of Russell? that I
Oh,
sent?
I had a girl at school. Is this a thing? She
It's
said something
giving-
like it was like something purr. Like is this a new thing? Like she's like
She a
one of
furry.
those
What?
girls.
Get
She-
as
she-
far away from them furries as you can, bro.
Wait,
She was like
what
she was like I think it was a compliment. She was like, get it purr. I was like, oh my
That's,
She's
god.
in that to you?
No, that's what those
She-
like slay
bro.
queen people say. On
Is
their
that like
tweets.
what it means? Like
Spencer.
okay, because I don't know if it was positive or negative. I
It's
I
like they're
know
being
when not to be
catty.
happy or
No,
get offended.
Spencer, I need to give you some
Like a
advice.
cat?
She most definitely has an STD. Stay away from her. Don't lie. I'm just saying. Okay.
Nobody wants to go near that.
I'm just saying.
I think I'm getting. It's like one of those pictures. I'm trying to do the math. I'm not adding the calculation on that one. But
you gotta stay safe on the streets.
I mean, you avoid those people have brain rot. I would avoid them for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So then we is that oh, well, hold on. The game with Lindsay. I mean, we kind of already touched on that, right? I feel like we have.
What game with Lindsay?
Like the game of chance.
Yeah.
Like straight up with no context, just in general. Are you guys a stay person or a switch person?
Stay.
Switch. I'm a switch person. Just the math.
Mathematically, based on the odds, I personally think it's the right move. Statistically,
as much as Survivor can toy with it, I think in the end the math trumps everything.
Well, okay. Well, if you did that, then Deshaun would have gotten out and Lindsay would have gotten out. You'd be over 2 in the challenge.
See, this is why Deshaun and Lindsay are better Survivor players than me. They're just like really good at Survivor.
That's kind of why studies aren't done on 2 individual cases in a game of Survivor.
Well, I didn't know how the odds work.
See, if you get put in do or die, that mathematically makes you the best player on the season. Because Deshaun was the best player last season, and Lindsay is the best player this season.
So it means you're the weakest person in the challenge.
Oh yeah, Deshaun was the best player.
No, Zandy Wandy was the best.
No, Xander did not play the best.
Yeah, Deshaun was so good with his one vote.
Bro, y'all switched up on Xander so fast after he lost.
Switched up,
haters, bro.
Oh, nobody switched up.
Bro,
I was hating on Xander the whole season.
I said publicly, and I have said since, that I would vote for Deshaun at the end in that tribal.
Yeah.
So did anyone see that pass?
Would you vote for Deshaun or Xander Bitter?
I'd vote for Xander. White males gotta stick together.
Oh God. we gotta
white
out here in the streets,
bro. Oh, bro.
The streets are hard on us now, bro.
You guys heard it here first. Bitter is canceled, and that's it. That's all it is. I mean,
I got canceled again.
Honestly. I feel like I probably would have voted for Xander because Deshaun just didn't seem like he explained his game really good. So
I think if we're doing it based off who I like the most, it's definitely Xander. But I think the person who's in control and who played the game
Ruckus
better.
Out here, bro.
Uncle Ruckus, yes. Wait, how do you know Uncle Ruckus? Dang, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of this guy.
I watched the Boondocks.
That's crazy that you watched the Boondocks. That's okay. I'll move on. So let's do LVP MVP. Which is
we should.
I have one more thing to say about the.
Hold on. Okay. So hold on. Underdog has one thing, and Bitter does. Bitter talk first. Go ahead.
Oh, just the decision for Lindsay to even compete was a dumb decision.
Exactly.
Stupid because there's Jonathan and he exists, and
she was
no
safe.
one else
she
is going to want
targeted.
to. Right, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
I think Romeo probably should, but even then, Romeo knows that the game's going to flip over. I guess looking in hindsight, obviously Drea, but I think Mike, if anything, was the most to me. If Mike did it, I wouldn't be like, "What are you doing, Mike?" Because Mike knows that they're the game just flipped on his own ally or whatever. I don't know. I feel like in the end, no one should have competed. It should have just been Jonathan, and then he gets immunity, and then that's it. It's a regular vote. Now, if no one competes, I'm guessing they just give nobody immunity and they go tribal.
Well, no, I thought I think I really wanted Jonathan to just do it by himself. And I think it'd be really funny.
Well, he wouldn't have done it.
Because because then he instantly wins it, and then the do or die just becomes useless, and we all get a good laugh out of it,
Right.
That'd be ideal. If
they all slap our knees and go home and call it a day,
But I think it would be even funnier if because then Jonathan probably gets voted out. Honestly, it's tough. But if that's not the case, then it'd be pretty cool to see a tribal in post merge, especially in this condensed later part of the post merge where nobody has immunity, where everyone's up for grabs. That would have been pretty cool, especially at a tribal like this. Because then we could have had, we could have had. Is it going to be Jonathan? Is it going to be Mike? Is it going to be Lindsay or Drea or whatever? I feel like, to me, I would like to see that, but obviously it's not necessary. We had a great episode here. Let's and then sorry, Underdog, you had a comment.
Yeah, I just felt really cringe to me how Jeff was propping do or die up as
yep.
This is a decision you have to make. It could be good for your game to play do or die. What are you talking about? In what scenario is it good for your game?
It would be good if you were a target and you couldn't win the immunity.
He was so trying to bait
I think it's funny because I think in the end, so one thing that we can walk away from this season knowing is they can never do any of these twists again, because now people are going to go in and no one's going to do any of these twists. They're just going to be like, nope, I'm all good. It's okay, Jeff. I'm all good. No, I'm good. I'm all straight. And so, I mean, I guess they'll have to come up with more. It's interesting. Is there any circumstance where it's better to play do or die? Even if you're the consensus boot, you can always flip something.
No, I don't know. There are times when there's no way out of this, you're going home.
I think that's more like in the pre-merge. Like if they did like a do or die in the pre-merge, I think it'd be all really, really common. But post-merge, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not
saying
take
like Mike in Worlds Apart, for example. Like he was so obviously done. There was no flipping.
He's been on a immunity streak. I feel like that's more of an extraneous circumstance. I'm talking about like
but that is circumstance. Like that is a time.
It is one, right? I mean, there's been a lot of crazy circumstances. I mean, for me, I'm thinking more like in a game where no one has been like the target for the entire post merge because they did something stupid at an auction. You know what I mean? I feel like in that game where like yes, there is targets. Like okay, I'll do this. Like final 10 of Cagayan. Like literally anybody can go except for like Tony based off his edit and like maybe Spencer. Like everybody else to me was a viable person who I wouldn't be shocked if they went home. No one should be playing the do or die twist at that point, right?
Well, they can't see the edits on the island.
Well, no, I'm talking about obviously from the home perspective, but even out there, I feel like to me, no one was in some serious danger at 10 of Cagayan. No one should be playing the do or die. I feel like that there are times when maybe, but even then, I always take my chances playing the game over just like a game of chance, a game of the price is right, pick the right door. I don't know. To me, is that the comment, or is there more to the comment?
That was my comment, but I just realized something else. Now that Lindsay has a full-fledged immunity idol, we have a chance for an advantage Geddon, which could really sour the season. If nobody plays their idols next time, then we'll go into Final 5 with 3 idols.
Geddon, if like someone goes out who I don't like, but I mean, I'll obviously.
Can you imagine how mad the Twitter stands would be if Marianne actually
oh my god,
because she has an idol. She has an idol, so she's going to be part of it. The only people who can get advantage getting out are Mike, Romeo, and Jonathan.
Well, if Mike gets his idol back, then
Omar, that's true.
Do you think Omar gives Mike? He does.
Right? I think he does.
If Jonathan wins immunity, then Omar's the only one with that, right? Or Omar and Lindsay.
Yeah, let's say Romeo goes home next time. Then Lindsay's safe; she has an idol. Marianne's safe; she has an idol. Mike/Omar, whoever holds the idol at that point, is safe, and the other one goes home.
Because Lindsay has an idol. Mike could get his idol back. Jonathan wins immunity, like hypothetically. And who else? Who's the last person if Romeo gets voted out?
Omar and Mike.
Marianne
has an idol. Lindsay has an idol.
And then Jonathan has immunity
and that leaves
Mike and Omar. And they have an idol between the two of them.
But no. But I'm saying Mike, gets his thing back.
Then Omar's out by default. He's advantage getting out. That would be bad.
Imagine that happens. That's how he insta perfect edit.
That's gross. That's pretty gross.
I mean, it'd be kind of funny though.
Let's go to this one. Would you feel content with a Lindsay win, or is her edit? I wouldn't really be mad at it,
bro. Honestly,
I would not be mad at it.
I'd be more neutral towards it, if anything. I wouldn't hate it, but I wouldn't like it.
I would take a Lindsay win over last season. Erica winning, 100%. And also
in a heartbeat,
and definitely this season, and Marianne winning, because Lindsay's at least trying to actively blindside somebody, which is more than you could say for Marianne. And even Marianne's saying she will, she's not doing anything about it. She has no strategical game. Her social game is shaky at best and very emotional, and her physical game is that's funny. So it leaves it in a spot where I really don't see a point to it. What do you think about the shot in the dark? This is the next one.
Hold on,
I like it. Oh, go. Sorry.
I had something to add. To me, Lindsay feels like the physical version of Sandra from Heroes versus Villains.
Bro,
like,
what?
Agreed.
Yeah, because like no one's voting for Jonathan at the end, just like no one's voting for Russell, and she's trying to get out Jonathan, but she's failing. Could that help her in the eyes of the jury, like it did for Sandra and Heroes versus Villains?
Okay, I can kind of see that.
What if I said like pretty please vote for Jonathan?
But that's the thing is like Sandra was trying to get Russell out since literally the first vote.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
the whole reason why Sandra won is because she sucked at the game. Oh my, I can vote him out.
Whereas in Lindsay has only been trying to get him out since
she's
last
terrible,
episode, so
overrated player, not good player. I hate her so much. Oh my god, dude.
She got voted out by her own daughter. I mean, that's just embarrassing.
L, big L, and she got voted out by herself too.
L plus ratio plus you fell off.
L player, dude.
So,
rather like Tua, honestly.
And then let's go to this next one. What do you think about Shot in the Dark? We've kind of talked about this in the past. I think it's a very balanced twist, and I think it should be here to stay. I don't think it needs to be tweaked at all. I think the fact that no one's been saved by it yet is a good thing, and it shows that it is balanced and that you can't depend on it at all. Because I think the big thing is if people are even considering the Shot in the Dark in their thinking process of like their own strategy, that's the issue. Obviously considering it with other people's strategy is fine, but if like you're saying, well, I can always just play my Shot in the Dark and I'm set, like that's when it gets too OP, and I think at this point no one's thinking that, so we're good to me.
I mean, I think it's right, but like,
is there anyone here who's like very very against it? They really don't like it, think it's bad for the game?
No.
Cool. Okay,
really.
cool. All right, cool. Which twists return? Which twists should go away?
All of them should go away.
All of them should go away.
I'm fine with the Shot in the Dark staying, but everything else.
Yeah, if you count Shot in the
Dark, Shot in the Dark, everything else go. Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that this means twist and advantages, because just one of those would be kind of boring. So let's just go through. The Shipwell Island. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't. Like
it feels manufactured.
I think there is something to having pre-merge like ways to mingle between tribes instead of doing swaps, and I think that's what they were trying to do with this. But to me, it's already old. It's been one season and it's already, to me, very played out and old. So no. Although I do like the idea of like mingling pre-merge and allowing things to happen.
There's other ways
pre-merge.
to do that though.
Exactly. Like for example, like I don't know if you guys remember the summit in Millennials vs. Gen X where like they gave them the opportunity to like talk to each other and basically form a groups and alliances for like maybe a half an hour. It's like the pre-merge feast, which I kind of like that idea because it gives them like an hour
to
wreck their whole game. I was in Millennials vs. Gen X.
I remember that from an Idle Out video.
Yeah.
He talked about how relevant it was.
For watches Idle Out.
Okay. You watch Idled Out, bro?
Like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Come on.
But I definitely like the idea of, like this whole pre-merge bonds like with cross tribal. But I think that this Shipwell Island to me is just not it. Is there anyone here who thinks Shipwell Island is it?
No.
Okay. Next one we can go to. I'm trying to do it like in chronological order. The Beware Advantages. Let's go that. No, for me it's a hard no.
Yeah. I do like the Beware Advantage with the red paint if they make the red paint more.
Well, no, I'm talking about the 3-way Beware idols or any like tweaked version of it. For me, no. I think there's no tweaking you can do. I do not want to see phrases ever again. To me, that's stupid.
Yeah, and also people know what you're talking about too. Like after these 2 seasons, you can't do it again.
Agreed. Yeah. Also on top of that, everyone knows where the idols are at the post merge. It's just bad. It's bad all around to me. Is there anyone who disagrees with that? Before you?
I mean, I don't think they should do it in the way that they've done it this season. I think the concept of like balancing idols, I mean, they are somewhat balanced, but like having a small consequence for the idols is a good idea, but it wasn't executed well with.
I think instead of doing a consequences to balance it, just balance them to like have it be, hey, like play this in 2 rounds or 3 rounds. I like that to me more than, hey, everyone's gonna know about your idol. And so, like, you're not gonna have any power, and the people can just snag that shit to merge with what the next thing.
The knowledge is power needs to die. It needs to.
Knowledge is power. To me, I like it personally. This is kind of a hot take. I like it if you announce to the cast, like, you give each person a scroll with the full rules, so everyone can study up on it, and it allows people to toss around advantages and swap them, because we've seen in 2 seasons in a row when the person knows about it and is able to plan for it, it's very easy to counter. But if they don't know, obviously you can just snag it. And so I think it adds an element of having a social game, because if you have the social game, then you have the bonds to tell you about it. To me, I personally really, really like that. If people know about the twists existence, because people are always going to tell who has it or whatever. And I think in the end, it's a very balanced twist. If anything, it could end up being underpowered if that happens, and they just tell everyone about this twisted existence. You guys, I'm guessing you guys disagree.
Well, I kind of agree as long as they get rid of everyone knowing who has idols. If you don't know everyone who all has the idols, it becomes very nerfed, and you might not be able to use it at all, except for like a random shot in the dark. If like maybe this person has something.
Again, like maybe it could be underpowered, like which to me is better than overpowered.
Yeah, because everyone knows about it. Everyone just keeps switching idols and stuff like that. So
Agreed.
It's kind of hard to,
Cool. Let's back it up a little bit to the amulets. Do we think that should come back or not? I personally think it's awesome. Great twist.
They're great.
Oh, they're all right.
Great twist.
I can live without him or with him. Doesn't matter.
Honestly, has it felt like that big of a deal this season?
It just really turns into an idol for one person. That's all.
Right. And well, but to me, it adds to this level of something that can be paid off at any time. So there is no limit on. At this point, it gets unlocked, like the beware advantages. On top of that, it can be paid off in 3 separate occasions, and on top of that, it adds an element of, hey, I need to vote this person out or work with them. So I think it adds like 4 different elements to me that make the game better. So that's my argument for it. What else? Hourglass is gone.
Leave it. Out of here.
There's no tweaking.
I really like it because it says the weak women who are really good, but they don't get the recommendation that they deserve.
Recommendation.
I don't know. I was just
English, please.
Today, bro.
I want them to be recommended winners.
And then let's do or die.
Recommended by what? WatchMojo.com.
Yes. Top 10
do or die.
Trail.
Do or
die for me. It needs to
go away.
It worked for me in this episode. It needs to go. They got lucky, just like they did.
They got lucky both times, but eventually they're not going to be lucky.
So well, they didn't get lucky the last time because it was boring. But I'm talking about this time they got lucky because there was a showdown and the vote was also fun. And then
what
that's
about
it.
Switching into 2 tribes after merge?
No.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, the split you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It never.
Get out of here.
Is there anyone who thinks that's a good idea in any fashion? I'd like to debate you.
I think it can be
okay, but usually advocate guys, but
usually a really important character goes home because of
me it's never good to go from pre-merge to merged back to pre-merge and then back to merge. To me, it's just that's never how you want to play the game or put your players in that situation. It also delays the game, like we saw with these Shan and Hai and Drea blindsides all getting delayed because of this little split thing, which kind of just put 2 people in weird positions. It's also just straight up unfair. And I guess that's it. Let's stop with the questions and go to LVP. I think your LVP. It can't be Mike because Mike did succeed in getting out his target, even though he lost his idol. It can't be Omar because he did his plan. Maybe Lindsay. We'll consider her. Lindsay, Marianne, and who else is left?
Can you consider Jonathan, even though he won immunity? Socially, it wasn't a great episode for him.
Yeah, but he was already in that position when that episode started.
That's true.
That's
true. I think you have, and it can't be Marianne because she got the great edit. I think it has to be Lindsay just because she does put herself in this terrible spot.
Yeah, she makes a move that
but she also votes out Drea and gets an idol because of it.
That's true, but that's almost kind of by accident.
I guess
because she played well.
It's between Jonathan or Lindsay, and I think in the end, the tiebreaker is the fact that Jonathan beats Lindsay in the immunity challenge. I don't know. It seems trivial.
Also because Lindsay, just said that she shouldn't have done it too. She was also saying
right. I feel like the tiebreaker is the head-to-head matchup. It's just like anything else. I think the head-to-head matchup is won both. Decision-wise, but by Jonathan competing, and also physically by Jonathan winning. I think to me, the head-to-head matchup is won by Jonathan there.
This move could backfire for Omar if everyone's like, okay, he's got an idol now. He also might have lost Dre's vote by blindsiding her and being the only one she trusted with the information. You know what I mean? Also, Hai's probably not going to be happy once he finds out that he lied to Mike about calling him a puppet. I could see Omar losing a lot of jury votes starting that up.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that's more of a long-term, like, bottom of your power rankings thing. It's not necessarily a LVP type of thing. Like, this episode, he did something wrong. Okay,
I
let's
think it's hard to pick an LVP for this episode because nobody that's still in the game really played that bad, except for Drea, who played horribly.
Yeah,
I don't think Drea played necessarily horribly.
It was her move of telling Omar about
totally
the power.
Telling Omar is one of if not the dumbest thing that I've seen on this season. and we've seen some dumb stuff. You know what? No, Chanel's move will still go down as the dumbest move, possibly in Survivor hit. Like honestly,
no.
Like,
I mean,
honestly, not in Survivor history.
I think
it's so. It's not like a crazy, insane thing to say. Like at least consider. Like it's so stupid.
Brandon giving up an enemy in South Pacific in my mind.
Oh, okay, okay. Eric is the one. That's true.
Yeah,
no.
I think Brandon was stupider than Eric.
I'm just saying that, like, I think it considering it isn't crazy because to me, she wrecks her game, Daniel's game, Jenny's game. And if Mike gets voted out, then I guess it'll be Mike's game as well.
She had a chance to bounce back though after it.
And then she failed. But then again, her game was always set up because of that, because of her being on the bottom after that, and then her being seen as like a strategical like snake, I guess, which ended up getting her to the merge because it made her less threatening, but it also made her a bigger candidate to go home at the start of the merge. I think her game was doomed. And it was a terrible decision that wrecked 3 games, at least, if not 4, including hers. I think it's a terrible move.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. But I think the worst ones have to be ones that immediately backfire and get you like
true.
Tyson's backfires right away, sends them home.
Right.
Eric's
I think
backfires.
Tyson's one of the dumbest ones, man. That's just such a stupid move.
Brandon in South Pacific, for my money, is the dumbest.
Do we have confirmation that Russell convinced Tyson to do that, or was that just Tyson just like he randomly?
I don't know. Russell says that, but
Russell claims that like he convinced Tyson, but he's always very vague with it. Like he's never come out and said like this is what I said to Tyson, and I feel like they would have put that.
I'm pretty sure it's because he believed what Russell was saying, because Tyson wanted Parvati to go already. And so Russell convinces that he'll vote. He'll vote Parvati too, and then he doesn't. So
but
he tricks Tyson.
It doesn't even matter if Russell votes Parvati. Really, he probably just told Tyson, "Hey, just it's a 3-3-3 vote. Just vote Parvati, and then it'll tip it over." And great, you get your way.
He thought, he'll get his way. He'll still keep his alliance, but it's all because he believed what Russell was saying. So I would say Russell played a big hand in him messing up.
Definitely a great move, obviously. MVP, I think you still have to give it to Omar. I mean, I get it. Like his edit's too good. You know, he is setting up that maybe all the things will fall apart. Maybe he loses Drea's vote here because he did her so dirty. But like the fact that he pulled this off, like again, like the moves just like they get better and better. I know like if you want to be a contrarian or whatever, but I think just like speaking,
what does that even mean?
Contrarian.
It's being the opposite of everyone else.
Like just basically trying to disagree for the sake of disagreeing.
I mean, I'll be a contrarian. I'll give it the MVP to Jonathan because he flexed on his weekend.
I'll actually give the MVP to Marianne. So
I wouldn't give Marianne either. I think she's gotten a good edit over the season, and that's why I think she's.
I don't like her. Oh, I hate her.
So why are you giving the winner? The MVP pick. What?
It was a joke because I don't like her.
Oh, okay. That makes much more sense. Okay.
I gotta be honest. When Omar was like explaining all the possible plans he could do with the knowledge is power, that was one of those hype. Like I was so like depressed about the impending do or die, and then Omar like laying out all the possibilities and the music ramping up. That was like one of the hypest moments of the season.
He just gave like 3 possibilities. So.
Yeah, honestly, to me,
but it was just like every new one like extended. Like the possibilities of like gameplay.
Oh, the possibilities! Oh my god! Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so much room for activity. Hold on. We forgot Romeo for the LVP.
He's gay. Let's just give him.
That's the thing is like he doesn't do anything actively bad though in this episode.
He's guaranteeing himself final 3, no votes. That's
right. Basically,
he's guaranteeing himself is that $50,000 check though. So
100,000 if he gets second. Yeah,
he's not getting any votes.
Yeah, but
even Dre, his closest ally, was like,
if it's an 8-0, if it's an 8-0 vote, then you get 2 second place finishers, so 200,000. But that's okay. The point that I'm making is I don't know for this it's MVP, right? Yeah, for the MVP, I think the best player this round was again Omar. I mean, he plays the game the best in this round.
No, you're right. I just don't like Omar. So.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Is there anything else? Is there any closing statements you guys make?
How'd you guys feel about Jeff being like, do you want to do the final words? Do you want to?
Yeah, I don't like that. It was such a simp move, bro. Like, do not get me with that. Do you want to say,
like I understood it when he did it for Sari because she's like a legend of the game, and it was
not even Sari deserves it, bro. No one deserves it besides Jeffy.
Dre is a first-time player. Like, know your place.
Yeah, like oh god,
And
bro.
then
Like I do
Jeff
not
saw-
want to hear.
This is how the
You-
game's supposed to be played. We're supposed to be nice to each other, but also
Personally,
backstab each
Yeah,
other.
dude, that's what he's like. That's what we're supposed to. We're supposed to be nice and love each other and hug at the end, guys. Maybe even kiss too.
None
Like,
of that
I'm like, bro.
racist shit. That's what he was basically saying.
Well, he was like, personally, I think I don't care what you think, Jeff. You're the host of the
Yeah,
show,
I
Jeff.
hate-
Nobody
he gets
cares
so
for your
into
Yeah,
opinion.
personally, no one cares about your opinion. So why don't you just
Literally,
stop
bro.
talking?
Exactly.
Like
All right.
personally,
what's
stop being
going
such
on,
a little.
What's going on
like,
in the
stuff
Skylander
like-
universe while we're at it?
I'm on a video and there's like 20 pages of script right now, so I'm still working on that. Yeah. New podcast though coming out tomorrow actually, because YouTube did this stupid thing because I had too much storage on my computer, so the YouTube didn't upload it all the way and only uploaded like 2 hours and 40 minutes of it, even though it was actually 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's this whole thing. I gotta like re-export and that. What? Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. So
Go ahead. Sorry, I just thought it was someone else. It's not you. Underdog, the universe, whatever.
Yeah, I'm tired from like
the MLB season started. Why isn't no baseball videos?
because I'm lazy.
The baseballer? Aren't you the baseballer, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. I just took an AP test this afternoon. All right, give me a break.
I took one like
exhausted.
I think on Thursday last week. It was so bad.
I hate the College Board. PSA: if you're on the College
take
Board, I
College
want you to
Board
commit
too?
suicide.
Wait, does everyone take College Board?
Minecraft.
I took 3 AP tests over the past week. It's been awesome. Terrible.
Wait,
So,
do you
yeah.
all take College Board?
I mean, yeah, it's like that's the national
It's
organization. for AP tests.
nationwide. I thought it was just in Texas.
Nationwide
No,
is
it's
ours.
the-
Okay.
It's
Bitter?
the only company that does that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do
I
all
think
the
there'd be more.
AP and also SAT. Bitter. What's going on in the Bitter universe?
Nothing major yet. I did get called out by Erica, the winner from last season, as being one of the racist ones. But it's pretty funny.
Did she
Tell her
actually say that to you?
Tell her that
Yeah,
you
wait.
have black friends.
Wait, hold on. I need to look this up. I do not believe you got attention from Erica.
It was like
That is awesome.
it has to be me because who's
Nationwide
the other
is on
bitter?
yours then?
She was on the Bitter Jurors podcast. Like they're called the Bitter Jurors. It's plural.
Are
And
they
they're-
actually like the boys though? Or like I love women.
No, they're very open that they're very gay. So she
Oh.
said, I support gay bitter jurors, but not the racist one.
That's
So
So
definitely
who else
you.
would that be? That's me, and that makes me
Yeah.
happy.
I mean, it's
They
crazy.
racist?
It is crazy that we've gone from just being trolls and just making jokes to genuinely making what I've made Shan.
People
hold
blocked
on.
me.
So
It's kinda sad.
Shan obviously the whole calling out thing last season. Zach blocked me on Twitter. I never even said a word to the guy.
Oh, God.
Liana obviously called me out with Shan last season. I've DM'd a few of the players. It's awesome. Like it is crazy. Like these players don't understand. Like they're only
How much power
feeling the
through
fire.
this?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I am lucky that I got canceled on Twitter before Survivor 41 even started. So none of
What
the players.
happened?
We're just not going to go into it.
Why don't we go into it once this
And what
ends,
did you
know?
do before Survivor?
I threatened murder against somebody on
Oh,
Twitter.
okay. Well, that'll do.
All right,
But it was
guys.
a-
Thank you
it-
guys for watching.
it was-
You're canceled, bro. You're canceled.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. So now that
Send
we were
that
done
man to the
censoring
vacuums.
people and taking away their right to free expression, no. Back in.
It was in a baseball context, okay? So
I'm gonna
Yeah,
kill you
oh,
with a
no.
baseball bat.
Kill yourself
Yeah,
on the
it's-
baseball field, bro. Like,
Well, no,
go
it's
for
like
it.
that. It's like you don't actually want to kill somebody, but you say like people just don't
Well,
understand.
Yeah, I mean, like
That's been a
Yeah.
saying for forever. No one
yeah,
actually
like
wants to kill you.
I'm gonna try to appeal my account and get Elon Musk to reinstate me into Twitter. Let's get that
he's-
trending.
apparently it's officially when he takes over in a few whatevers, he's gonna reinstate Trump, and it's like now official. He said it.
Oh yeah,
publicly.
they asked him. Well, I think
Reinstate
Trump
the man.
might not come
Reinstate
back
him.
because he's got his own platform.
Yeah, that's true social.
Nah,
let's
free
not
the
let's,
man.
let's not go political.
He
Free
should.
the
He
man.
should come
hold
back.
on.
though.
Let's not go political.
That's not
Let's-
political.
We've been political this
What?
entire
Uh,
time. What are
it's
you
not-
talking
Saying
about?
someone should
We're
be
like
on a
semi-political.
platform?
We
Nah.
Go ahead.
Trump 2024.
If you believe what the
Yeah.
Twitter and Reddit cesspools will tell you, then
Get the man
we are
back in the
always
outfit.
political all the time.
Right, of
So-
course.
Good
Of course.
white man
Yeah.
back
All
in
right.
the outfit.
Well, none of this happens without you guys. The people that are watching, whether they're watching live, whether they're watching 10 hours from now, whether they're watching eating a turkey sandwich, driving home from your job, in your car, no matter where you're watching, none of this happens without you guys. Without you
Don't
guys,
watch in
we're
your
guys
car.
being weird,
Listen in your car.
watch in your car and make sure that you're not paying attention to the road. That's always how you need to drive. But again, as always, none of this happens without you guys. Without you guys, we're all just weird guys speaking to weird microphones. So as always, thank you. If you want to check out this podcast on podcast platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcast, it's there. Just look up Survivor Spencer. As always, see ya. Peace.